All right, good morning once again to you guys of the media. The Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training and Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, in collaboration with the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, in November 2020, signed a 3-year agreement framework that focuses on the effective delivery of life skills programs conducted by Supreme Counseling for Personal Development in Barbados. The first aspect of the framework agreement speaks to administering a survey conducted amongst at least 20% of each participating secondary school for both students and the teachers' population. This survey provides the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, the schools, and indeed Supreme Counseling with essential data on the self-esteem levels of our students. It shows how they resolve conflict, how self-aware they are, how angry our students are, how they perceive themselves. It also speaks to their critical thinking, their emotional intelligence, and their mental health. The information gathered from the survey will assist Supreme Counseling in advising the schools on the most prevalent students' concerns in the selected areas and assist in putting modules in place to help the persons trained during the framework agreement in their teachings. The study revealed that although most results were positive, we still had an abundance of students who showed alarming negative perceptions of themselves. The survey focused on an assessment of self by asking secondary school students to score their perceptions on self-esteem, self-concept, self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-efficacy, anger management, conflict resolution, and problem solving. In addition, critical thinking, decision-making, emotional intelligence, and mental health were also included in the questionnaire. This questionnaire consisted of 49 statements and asked the respondents to indicate whether they strongly agreed, disagreed, or strongly disagreed. 19 of the 21 secondary schools participated in the survey with a participation rate of 38%. Several negative responses were highlighted in all 11 constructs, with 26% of all respondents having negative perceptions of self. The survey also sought to assess the teachers' perceptions and observations of their students using the same constructs. The teachers' questionnaire consisted of 65 statements and asked the respondents to indicate whether they were satisfied, very satisfied, neutral, unsatisfied, and very unsatisfied. 8 of the 21 secondary schools fully participated in a teacher's study, a participation rate of 21%. The study revealed some level of disparity between the self-reported student scores and the observation of the teachers. Notably, when one zeroed in on the teacher-student comparison for self-belief, the data indicates that 86% of the students believe in themselves. In contrast, however, only 16% of the teachers fully agreed. Markedly, 36% of the teachers remain neutral on this statement. On the other hand, students gave themselves a better rating, indicating that they have more maturity of feelings when compared to the teacher's rating. Of note, when comparing the teachers' and students' perceptions on understanding the reaction of others, 79% of the students believe that they are good at understanding the reaction of others. In comparison, only 31% of the teachers are in complete agreement. Again, some 44% of the teachers did not offer a direct answer on this statement. Students therefore are giving themselves a better rating, indicating that they can understand the reaction of others more so than what their teachers believe. To look a bit closer at some of the findings of the survey, I want to focus some attention on the statistics from the students' self-reporting study, and I want to zero in on self-esteem, anger management, and mental health. I want to highlight these 3 constructs because the statistics indicate that underlying factors influence the participants' needs. These factors appear to be maturity of feelings, the skills to master their ability, and emotional choices. When observing self-esteem, from the 38% of the students participating in this study, some 26% posited that they have self-esteem issues. 10% of the participants feel that they are not persons of worth. 11% of our students think that they do not have good qualities. 18% stated that they do not have or they do not take a positive attitude towards themselves. 55% of our students responded to this statement, indicated that they feel like failures and no good at all. We try to ascertain from our young people, what do you have to be proud of? A total of 34% lamented that they do not have much to be proud of. This, my friends, is something to be concerned about. So anger management revealed that of the 38% of students responding to the 8 statements making up the anger management aspect of the survey, an average of 47% of the respondents showed that they all have problems managing their anger. In addition, 61% of the respondents confessed to getting angry easily. 44% of the population surveyed admitted to getting angry often. Furthermore, the report highlights that 17% of the respondents blame others for their problems, while 70% indicated that when they are angry, they make mistakes, and 64% said when they get angry, they make mistakes. Also of concern is that some 39% of the students surveyed confessed that they could not manage their anger, while some 14% mentioned that they do not show empathy towards others. Anger is a significant concern across all 19 secondary schools surveyed in the anger management, because anger management was number 1 across all participating schools. The result from the mental health segment of the survey remain worrying for the management of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development. Of the 38% of the participants of this study, 34% of our students indicated that they are depressed most of the time. Of the 38% of students participating, 34% of our students indicated that they are depressed most of the time. 33% of our students disagreed with the statement that said, I am happy most of the time. In contrast, therefore, one can conclude that 67% of our students express some level of sadness regularly. The responses to the statement, I have suicidal thoughts often, see some 25% of our students agreeing with this statement. 25% of 38% participation rate indicated that they have suicidal thoughts often. This gives us on average 31% of all students showing some mental health deficiencies. 31% of a population of 38 cannot be ignored. This is just a sneak preview into the results. As I said, we would have questioned the children based on 11 constructs. We pulled out the top 3 to share with the public of Barbados. At this time, I will turn over quickly to my deputy, who will just give some insight as to what Supreme Counseling plans to do to remedy some of the concerns coming out of the study.
Good morning again. The Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training and Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, in collaboration with the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, signed a framework agreement in November 2020 that will be operational for 3 years. This agreement allows Supreme Counseling for Personal Development to work with all 21 secondary schools on the island. The framework focuses on the effective delivery of life skill programs currently conducted by Supreme Counseling for Personal Development in the 6 secondary schools we work directly with. Over the next 3 years, Supreme Counseling for Personal Development aims to provide training for some 138 persons selected by the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, and school principals. The intention is to train some 46 persons per year over 3 years. This training will present participants with the tools to adequately and effectively conduct sessions with several students in the teaching of modules to launch a curriculum aimed at changing the conversation around the purpose of life skills education and ensuring that children remain at the center of every initiative. The Life Skills program is designed to teach a broad set of social and behavioral skills, also referred to as soft or non-cognitive skills, that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands of everyday living. Programs will build on any or all of the following skills: decision making, for example, critical and creative thinking and problem solving; community living, for example, effective communication, resisting peer pressure, building healthy relationships, and conflict resolution; personal awareness and management, for example, self-awareness, self-esteem building, managing emotions, assertiveness, and stress management. The program will also empower teachers to teach and guide students to critically consider how gender norms and human rights govern their interactions and affect their behaviors. Teaching this program to students will be particularly important during adolescence, filled with new feelings, physical and emotional changes, excitement, questions, and difficult decisions. This life skills program will move beyond just providing information. Although it is essential to deliver information and reinforce such knowledge periodically, this alone is rarely enough to motivate people to change behavior. Therefore, the program will aim to present participants with the tools to assist in developing young people's abilities and motivations to make use of all types of information. The approach, therefore, will be interactive, using role plays, games, puzzles, group discussions, and a variety of other teaching techniques to keep the participants wholly involved in the sessions. The generic life skills which need to be taught at the school's level, especially to adolescents, will be an integral part of the training for facilitators, and these generic life skills are as follows: critical thinking and creative thinking, decision making and problem solving, communication skills and interpersonal relations, coping with emotions and stress, self-awareness, and empathy. The program implemented will have the following elements to be deemed effective: interpersonal communication and human relations skills. These are described as skills necessary for effective verbal and nonverbal communication with others, leading to ease in establishing relations. Management of interpersonal intimacy, clear ideas and opinions, giving and receiving feedback. Problem solving or decision-making skills. These include skills necessary for information seeking, information assessment and analysis, problem identification, solution implementation and evaluation, goal setting, systematic planning and forecasting, time management, critical thinking, and conflict resolution skills. Physical fitness and or health maintenance skills. This category includes skills necessary for motor development and coordination, nutritional maintenance, weight control, physical fitness, athletic participation, understanding the physiological aspects of sexuality, stress management, and selecting and practicing leisure activities, identity development and or purpose in life skills, These are the skills for improving and awareness necessary for the ongoing development of personal identity and emotional awareness, including self-monitoring, maintenance of self-esteem, manipulation and accommodation of one's environment, sex role development, and clarifying morals and values. So we are hoping and we are ensuring that the training that will be conducted over the next 5 days will cover those elements to ensure its effectiveness. And with that said, I'm going to turn over to Mr. Clark once again.
Right. That brings us to the end of the presentation we want to present to you. Very quickly here, if there's any questions.
I have one question. I'm glad that you're doing this within the Ministry of Education to assist teachers, but I always get the impression that PTA is a force to reckon with national PTAs and so on, right? What then are you going to work in tandem with them to ensure that what is taught by the teacher resonates with the community?
Well, I can tell you that what we intend to do with Supreme Council of Personal Development, we have a proposal before another funding organization at present to conduct effective life skills and parenting sessions with a number of parents across the island. To give you just a sneak preview into that program, it's called the FIT program, Families in Therapy. And I've recognized over the years that parents will bring a child to Supreme Counseling to receive a level of intervention. That child goes into the counseling room with the psychologist, and the parent sits in the waiting room until that session is finished. However, with the FIT program, we will be ensuring that while that child is in with his or her psychologist, that the parent would also be in a second counseling room with his or her psychologist as well. At times, we will bring the family members together and we will offer that level of family intervention. Another aspect of that will be families parenting seminars, so that we are not just working with the teachers, we are not just working with the students, but Supreme Counseling intends to take a holistic approach to the development of families in Barbados.
I just want to follow up before anybody answers. I hate, I want to say I hate the aspect of children wanting to commit suicide and was suicidal cause. And you hear a lot of suicide happening, and even within COVID, we heard a lot about it. Is there an outreach? Is this something that you're focusing on in terms of strategic?
Yes, we actually we are focused, and we are focused since COVID started on the mental health of our students. And in so doing, we have a program running again with the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, and in 6 participating secondary schools called Mental Health Matters. And in that initiative, we see children at school who may be displaying certain elements of mental illness, and then we bring them to the Supreme Office to continue that intervention. In addition to that, we have opened a suicide hotline at Supreme Counseling. That number is 538-9771 because we need to have the outlets for our young people to be able to call and to speak to a real person in real time to get the assistance and the help that they need to be able to cope with the challenges of today's life, of today's living.
I'm not for the media, but I just want to ask. I know you spoke of the program, this particular program being implemented in the secondary schools. Is there anything that is ongoing or plans for earlier intervention for primary school or younger children, like pre-adolescent?
Well, unfortunately, at this time we don't have an active program in the primary schools. However, we have a number of primary school students who attend our office for individual counseling. So we still offer some level of intervention to the primary schools. However, we are hopeful that, again, with the endorsement, the blessings of the Ministry of Education, and through some funding organization, that we will be able to take our programs into the primary schools as well to start the early intervention that is needed. Thank you, guys.